Yeah. So for example, you know how some people say, oh, you know, I need a cup of coffee first thing in the morning unless I can't function, you know, majority of people most likely. So what happens, some days in the beginning, I would wake up, don't feel amazing, whether it's like maybe I ate something wrong, didn't sleep well. I would go outside. Even in the beginning, it was like more like 15, 20 minutes. I would do those maneuvers. Instantly afterwards, I felt my mind was much clearer. I felt amazing in my body, and I didn't even crave any caffeine yet. So I was actually able to delay my entire caffeine intake much more late in the day, you know, and like still before noon, but like more like 9, 10 or 11 rather than 7 a.m., 6 or 7. So this was one of the big things. And then just another thing which really happened fast too is like, I wouldn't be on edge anymore as much as I used to, meaning like I wouldn't get pissed off from things that don't really matter anyways. So, and then that's like with everyone. And then the third thing, which really also changed really fast, was like, my fiance and we don't argue as much anymore because I just don't worry about it anymore. She started doing it herself. And I'm like, okay, you understand each other a little bit more. And like the nonsense we used to like argue or get in a fight over doesn't really exist anymore because it's only just stuff anyways, you know, it's anyways just stuff. And you worry about shit that doesn't even matter. Unlike I understand she has her own emotions and her own like things in her body, trauma, childhood trauma, whatever it is. And so do I. So most of the time when a couple gets in a fight, it's just the inner child, like both of the inner childs like busting their heads together and crying for help. So when I sit down or when I start doing the inner work and connect to my emotional body and AKA my inner child, all of a sudden I'm like, okay, I now understand where I'm coming from and I now understand where she's coming from. So there's really no point of arguing. And, of course, we're human, and I'm not saying we never have an argument, but I'm just saying like overall, it has reduced about like 90%, which is amazing.
Have you noticed that the less physical tension and frustration you feel, the less it comes out emotionally? I think they're
100%.
They're very similar, right?
Well, it's like, so just imagine, Adam, if you chronically have lower back pain, it really affects your emotions because you're constantly in pain